with the robbery that happened last night.
She looks like she's 50.
Yeah, she's.
I mean, we gotta be honest here.
Well, her face looked like the mic. It looked like it was very close to being over. We got some stuff written up on the board today. How you doing, my boy?
How you doing, bro?
It's a beautiful Sunday morning.
You know, we got the new fancy red covers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm messing with it, bro. I kind of want to lick it. But, so you see our board here. We got a couple comments on the last video. Y'all was showing love. I really appreciate that. I promise y'all. But nothing was really question based or like. Not trying to say nothing was interesting, but nothing was worth, kind of giving our take on. So we want to show y'all, like, we're going to write it right there. It's going to be visible, the whole video. That's going to be your name, the @ and everything. So if you guys have any questions or anything for us, we're going to give our take. So please, that'd be nice. Low-key, though, I want to talk about the card. Angel, how did you feel about that card?
Honestly, I feel like going into it was kind of underrated, but watching the card itself, it was pretty solid. It wasn't terrible.
What would you grade it?
I would say it was like a 7.
7?
7 out of 10.
Going into the card, I kind of was a little iffy about it just because Holly Holmes is, getting a little older and she's main eventing, so it was a little, but I kind of looked at the names and a lot of people who aren't MMA fans would be like, I don't really know these guys, but I've watched a lot of those guys fight on the card. So some fights I enjoyed that were kind of like not big on paper, but I knew were going to be scraps was that Michael Pereira fight and that Chidi Bang fight. His last name's Njokuani. It's kind of hard to say. I don't know if I said that right. But I knew their fights before were finishes. I know Michael Pereira fought Andre Fiallo, I think under the Cyril Gane versus Francis Ngannou card. That was a really good fight. And from then on, I've been a real big Michael Pereira fan. So it was good to see him fight. And it was good to see the person he fought who was a welterweight ranked opponent who was actually at 14. I know he lost his last fight to Jeff Neal. But I knew it was going to be a scrap, and it definitely was a scrap. What did you feel about the fight?
Ponzinibbio, that's his name.
Yeah, that's exactly it. From first to the fifth round, what did you think about the fight?
With Michael Pereira and Ponzinibbio?
Oh, to the first and the third round, yeah.
So the first round, you could tell that Michael was putting it on him. Mm-hmm. He was applying a lot of pressure. He just has like a pressure-based kind of style where he's in your face. Yeah. And it's kind of hard to like negate that because he's really good. It's like it's good because it's making you use your energy to try to play defense, but it's also making you want to fight fire with fire, and that's the kind of fight Michael likes to put you in because his fire burns pretty hot, bro. He's got a lot of moves, backflips. This dude is crazy. If you guys ever see a fight by this guy, you'll become a UFC fan right away. Yeah. So I definitely feel what you're talking about. What did you think about the decision at the end? So I was up in the air. I feel like the fight was really close, but I really feel like that it was to that third round. So I think it was Michael, the first round. You could give it to Ponzinibbio second. I would give it in the second round, and it was that third round. And I think that Ponzinibbio won. Yeah. But you know what, bro? I can see why they gave it to Michael. Because
it's got a lot more hype, honestly. But it's not even that. Like, it was a really close fight.
It was,
And in that last round, like you said, was the deciding round, and they both wanted. You could just tell they both wanted it so bad. And based off, how'd you say his name again?
Ponzinibbio.
His last fight he lost, and Michael Pereira is on a 4-fight win streak. So putting him on a 5-fight win streak, and he's now ranked. I think it's the better move. Yeah. So I agree with the decision. I thought there was definitely a chance. Ponzinibbio.
Or
you're gonna have to write that. He definitely could have won that fight, but I was with Michael Pereira on that as well.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it was a dog fight, and a lot of people don't know he's actually a commentator for the Spanish.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Ponzinibbio.
God. And he, okay, nice. Also notice Mike Pereira's 28, bro.
Yeah, he's young.
He's young, man.
He looks old
awesome. Though. He does. A fight that got me really excited was that Chidi fight. Obviously, he ended up knocking his opponent out right at, I think it was 20 seconds before the round was over. With a beautiful elbow off of the clinch, and this is the second time I've seen him do this in the first round, and this guy that he was fighting was no slouch, bro.
No.
He was definitely very good, especially with experience. His record was there. And I think this was a perfect test for Chidi, and he was on the ground. I don't know if you've seen a little bit of that. How do you think of the scrambling?
I think that he's a very good fighter. I know that you were telling me that his brother fought for the UFC as well, and I think he's from a different promotion. I don't know. I want to say Bellator, but I'm not 100% sure. But they did say on the commentating team that he's fought UFC caliber guys wherever he was at before. So like this guy definitely is I think he could be a contender.
And you know what's crazy? One thing that caught my eye about this guy, in the last time he fought, he came out to a Lil Baby song. And I love that, bro. I don't know what he came out to this time, but he came out to a Lil Baby song, and I was like, oh yeah, bro, let's go. He gets into the fight. He knocked that dude out in like 30 seconds, bro. It was super quick, like the first exchange. And then he comes in and he shows a little bit of his grappling or his grappling defense game, and it looked good. I mean, he was able to roll around, not take almost any damage.
Yeah, honestly. And he almost submitted him in that first round too.
What was he tried to guillotine?
It was like a weird type of guillotine. I don't know.
It looked like he was a little bit out of position, but it looked like he was showing something else he had other than the hands. Yeah. But he ended up finishing it in the clinch with a beautiful elbow, man. Elbows are so clean, and it was a great knockout, so I was excited. And
he mentioned at the end of the press conference just the way his swagger was, like he kind of reminded me of like a Bobby Green a little bit. He was just like, I had to show some grappling, and he mentioned how like he's like, I wanted to show a little bit of grappling, and he did. And he talked about the game plan, and he like executed. He said he knew he was gonna come in close, and they practiced that elbow in the clinch, and he did what he trained to do, so it was great.
Do you know who he called out or what's next for him at all?
He said that anybody can get it. He's like, anybody can get it. I'm ready for everybody. And just to mention too, man, I know we talked about it a bit. The buddy's like 6'3", so he's like guy. He's big. He's like the same height as almost Israel Adesanya, and I would love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight. He's new to the division, but if I could see him fight anybody in that division, man, I don't know. It's tough just because he's not ranked yet. Yeah. But give him another fight with somebody who's not as big, and he will have a number.
Maybe
next
somebody
to his
in
name.
that top like 14, 15, somebody ranked.
But do we even know who those guys are? You know what I'm saying? Why would you ever want to call those guys out? Obviously you want to fight to become ranked, but you don't want to call those guys out because I'm looking at the screen like, who? You know what I'm saying? So the main event, Angel, what did you think about that?
Main event was pretty solid. I honestly was surprised. I'm honestly always surprised when Holly Holm is still up there with these fighters, and I feel like she don't get a lot of credit for that, and because she is old. I mean, she looks like she's 50.
Yeah, she's.
I mean, we gotta be honest here.
Dude, she looks like she fights. Like, bro, that is the embodiment of a UFC fighting woman. Like she definitely wears it. So I get what you're saying, and I do respect her for still being a contender at 40 years old. She's actually number 2 in the world, but with the robbery that happened last night, I don't know what they're gonna make her. Go ahead and break down the fight a little bit for me.
So that first round, it was kind of even, but you could tell that Holly Holmes was applying pressure, more pressure, landing a little bit more. But I would say, although that Holly Holmes was landing, Vieira did have the heavier punches.
I agree.
And also, I mean, that second round, bro, she was super close to getting
a submission.
Her. It was a standing guillotine, and it's crazy because
it looked like she was trying to set up a guillotine, but they kind of got scrambled a little bit, and she kind of swung around to her back. Bam, rear naked, got it in there quick, and I was like, oh wow, this is a fight.
Naked. Yeah.
I thought it was over right there.
Yeah, you see Holly Holmes' hand comes up like she wanted to tap, but she got out like right. It was crazy.
But I think there might have been an illegal cage grab. They were saying something about it. Like John Anik said it right away. He was like, ref saying a cage grab right there. Blah, blah, blah. Not sure though. But her face looked like the mic. It looked like it was very close to being over. But she survived, and that just shows like she's been fighting for a long time. Yeah. And you have to respect that because she was able to take the fight. Imagine, she went from the second round and was able to finish the whole entire fight to the 5th round. Yeah. And on the stat sheet, it looked like a blowout. Like if you're going through a UFC history, Holly Holmes won this fight. Damn, you're looking at the stat. She must have murdered her.
Would you have it like the rounds?
I watched the first couple rounds. It was very close. Yeah. And I know I talked to you earlier about how I think, I get the stats mean a lot, but I think damage is over everything. Yeah. Honestly, like even if you get a takedown, if you're not doing damage, like if you take somebody down and they're dropping elbows on you from the back, I would still give them, you know, that round. Even if you take them down and you're controlling them, but you're wearing it on your face, cuts and bruises, bro. Like, damage has to be over everything. You know what I'm saying? And I get why they called Vieira a winner, but I think it was just too much. It was just too much on the stats. Like, we seen it ourselves.
Too visible.
It was almost 3-1 everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I honestly gave Vieira, I gave her the second round. I thought it was 1-2, and then I think she won the rest, to be honest. I thought Holly Holmes won the rest of the rounds.
And they had it 48-47 across, I think, all the boards, and two judges gave it to Vieira, one judge gave it to Holly. But man, the UFC's had a lot of these, but imagine being a UFC judge. Imagine judging the Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza fight. Man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we can't complain. I don't even know who that girl was. Sorry, but it's like I really wish they would give Holmes the win, but we're moving on. So the UFC division, it's crazy because the UFC, like, fighters just keep evolving and evolving and evolving and getting better and better and better. Yeah. So we have to move on. So in the middle of the fights too, a big announcement that I'm very excited for is we got our July 30th card. Low key a banger, like the main event, Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes, which I'm geeked for. Yes, I think Amanda gets her throne back.
I think so too, to be honest.
Co-main event, honestly, one of my favorite fighters in the UFC right now, Kai Kara France versus Brandon Moreno. Yeah. Oh my goodness, man, I'm super excited for that. Did you know any other fighters on that card?
I think actually Kevin Holland's gonna fight. Off the top of my head, it's somebody. Oh, he's fighting Jim Miller, bro.
Really?
Yes. Jim
on that
Miller.
Card?
Yeah, Jim Miller. He's fighting Jim Miller versus Kevin Holland, which I'm really excited for. 170. I don't know. I thought Jim Miller fought at 155, but
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I remember. I know I know Kevin Holland's a big name, but I'm super excited. We got Paulo Costa.
Oh yes.
Versus Luke Rockhold. Finesse versus power. I think Paulo Costa keeps he racing. Think he gets that dub. Luke Rockhold's chin, I wouldn't say he has a bad chin, but he's taking some big damage, and a lot of big guys, like a lot of the people he's got knocked out by are guys like Paulo Costa. You know, big power. All you need is one shot, and he's gonna crumble. But I like the matchmaking. What do you think about that card?
I think that card is exciting. I'm looking forward to that card versus the card coming up, which is in June. But I'm more excited for that one because I feel like it's more stacked. I think anytime you put two titles on a card, it's gotta produce. And we got Shevchenko and Yuri Prochazka Glover, and then they got the Zhang Wei Li fight, which I'm super geeked for. Dude, I'm super geeked for. Fire. That's like, I'm honestly the only card I'm really excited. That's the only fight I'm actually excited for.
I'm excited for Yuri just because I'm kind of new to being a UFC fan, and Yuri is new to being in the UFC. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen him beat Dominic Reyes, but I didn't understand fighting as well, and so I'm very excited to see what he could do against a jiu-jitsu master and veteran. This is a great test for him. But to get back on track, I don't want to skip over June 11th. We have no fights this weekend, so you guys might see another surprise video from us, maybe a prediction video, but be ready. To keep going, also, I know last week we mentioned Anthony Smith versus Ankalaev. Yeah. Ankalaev, we're telling you guys maybe he should fight Jan Blachowicz for that title contender for the light heavyweight matchup. But I told you he was booked. Yeah. And I think Anthony Smith is a perfect fight. He's on a 3 or 4 fight win streak. Ankalaev's on a 9 fight win streak. Anthony Smith's fought for a title, so this is a good test for Ankalaev. And I'm low-key geeked. I think that's a good people's matchup. Too. That's a good people's matchup right there. And it's on that July 30th card. Other than July 30th, yes, June 11th is coming. And I know we didn't get to it now. It's because we're saving it for next week. We do not have any fights scheduled, and we still will be dropping a video. We're going to be predicting who we got for June 11th, why they're going to win, and what happens after. Yeah. Stay tuned. I know we do have a fight returning June 4th. Rosenstrike versus Alexander Volkov. That's the only fight on the card right now, so we don't. Well, it's probably more there's more fights ready for it, but we don't know what's coming. So I'm ready for that. I hope to see you guys there. Don't forget to comment, Angel, anything else?
Leave a comment, guys. We want to know your opinion. We want to answer questions. If you
I don't
have
even
a
want
question,
your likes, bro. Leave a comment. That's all we want. Honestly, I just want to engage with you guys, man.
Also, man, if you enjoy MMA Amateur Report, please show a friend, show somebody, like and share, and share. If you know somebody that's into UFC, tell them to come check us out.
All right. Thank y'all.
All right. Peace.